My spirit will rise from the grave, and the world will see I was right. These chilling words, reportedly spoken by Adolf Hitler as he neared his death, have echoed through history with a haunting promise. But when I started digging into his story for this documentary, I was shocked not only by history books, but by what I found on social media. Hundreds of videos, countless comments, many people claiming Hitler was actually ahead of his time, even justified. Yet, on the other hand, you'll find millions who see him as pure evil. So, what's the real story? Was Hitler the devil incarnate, a misunderstood genius? Or is there a side of history that's been hidden from us all along? Today, let's step away from the usual black and white narrative and try to explore the gray areas. When Hitler's name comes up, three things usually flood our minds. First, the horrifying fact that he sent millions to their deaths, people suffering in ways that seem unimaginable. Second, World War II, an unimaginable global tragedy that many say wouldn't have happened without him. Third, antisemitism, the bitter hatred towards Jews that led to unspeakable crimes, including the murder of 6 million Jews solely because of their identity. But can one man really be the sole architect of all this? Could a single person orchestrate a war that engulfed the world? The truth is more complex, and that's what we'll discover. Let's rewind to 1914. World War I erupts. Among the chaos, Hitler serves not as a leader, but as a messenger, a courier boy risking his life on the front lines. In 1918, he's badly wounded in a battle in France. A British soldier, Henry Tandy, faces him, but surprisingly spares him. That moment spared the life of a man who would later reshape history in devastating ways. Hitler wakes in hospital to a shattered Germany, economy in ruins, morale crushed. The Treaty of Versailles slams down harsh penalties, stripping Germany of power and pride. The Nazi Party emerges promising hope through its notorious 25-point program. His message was clear: restore Germany's greatness, but only pure Germans would belong. The Jews, he claimed, were the enemy. Within the failed Munich Putsch of 1923 lands him in prison, where he writes Mein Kampf, laying bare his twisted ideology. The Great Depression hits Germany hard, and with nothing to lose, people turn to his promises. By 1933, through political games and manipulation, including being underestimated by rivals, like von Papen, Hitler becomes chancellor a year later. A suspicious fire gives him emergency powers, paving the way for his dictatorship. Mass killings follow. When mass death comes up, Hitler's name is infamous, but he is far from the only one responsible for millions of deaths in the 20th century. Under Mao Zedong, the Great Leap Forward caused a famine in China, killing tens of millions. Under Joseph Stalin, purges and forced famines claimed over 20 million lives. In the USSR, Japan's Hideki Tojo oversaw horrific human experiments and mass killings during the war, yet these leaders are not singled out as the ultimate evil the way Hitler is. Why is that? One reason is that Hitler openly admitted his hatred and crimes, while others concealed theirs under the banner of progress or revolution. Hitler's wickedness was blatant, making him an easy villain to target. Hatred against Jews did not start with Hitler. Across centuries, Jews were expelled from countries all over the world, from Rome to Spain, England to Portugal, for reasons rooted in religion, culture, and fear. Being repeatedly persecuted, ostracized, and marginalized, many Jews were forced into narrow niches within society, sometimes in controversial or underground businesses. In the early 20th century, figures like Henry Ford spread anti-Semitic propaganda, fueling fears and stereotypes far beyond Europe. Hitler weaponized this ancient prejudice to rally support scapegoating Jews for Germany's struggles. So, should Hitler alone bear the burden of anti-Semitism's entire history? Or was he exploiting a centuries-old prejudice that already existed? There is an even deeper layer. The financial and political power struggles of the era World War II was not just about Hitler. It was a complex web of broken treaties, failed diplomacy, secret pacts, and competing empires. Germany, Japan, Italy, the Soviet Union, Britain, and many others all played roles. Agreements like the Munich Pact allowed Hitler temporary freedom of action, stirring conflicts that culminated in a global war. Why focus so heavily on Hitler? Because in war history is written by the victor. To make themselves heroes, they must cast a villain, Hitler, who lost became the perfect symbol. The spotlight was on him, while many other actors remained in the shadows. Understanding Hitler as part of a broader picture does not excuse his crimes. It only shows that history is rarely simple. Evil power and human tragedy are entangled with politics, prejudice, and fear. This documentary is not here to glorify or justify Hitler's actions were horrific and that darkness must never be forgotten. But understanding the full story matters for history, for justice, and for learning how such tragedies might be prevented. The past is not just a story about one man or one evil. It is about how societies' conflicts, greed, and fear collide to shape the world. So what do you think? Is it time to look deeper, question more, and seek answers beyond the surface? History waits for no one. Sometimes it challenges everything we thought we knew. Thanks for watching. Please share this video before it disappears, and let us keep asking the hard questions.